1:30 p.m. just right here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Of course, we are in the studios of Voice of the People FM. Welcome everyone to Matters on this dial. Okay, my name is Jude Ikami Jude. Yeah, I do this every weekday between 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. and 3 p.m. Some persons want to hear me say 1 p.m. but sometimes 1 p.m. and some other times because of some urgency, and of course we have to fact check some issues quickly. We need to just hold on a bit. Okay, that's how we roll on the show every day. Welcome on board everyone to the show. Of course, I've got Chukuma Okoro, who is just right here in the studios with me, and we're going to be dissecting all of these issues together. Good to have you in the studio this afternoon.
Thank you, Jude. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Everyone, feel free to join the conversation via all of our social media platforms as we're streaming right now. Feel free to join the conversation. And in case you were listening to my voice from outside Nigeria, oh, you're welcome. You do WhatsApp, okay? Yeah, let's do WhatsApp. And the WhatsApp number is 081 717 56338. 081 717 56338. Yeah, you can also send in your messages, WhatsApp messages via that line. Hold on. Then generally, economists in Nigeria are all telling the president, Tinubu, that the country's GDP growth is not reflecting, the current reality at all. We all say that the nation's GDP growth rise is actually helping the nation or helping the economy. But then economists are saying, no, it's not. In fact, we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it at all. We'll get to look at that a little. And there's this issue of WAEC. It's very, very hot, on the border. ASU and, of course, NUT says, Mbano. They're not happy, because the federal government has actually banned anyone who is below 18 years from taking WAEC. So if you're, below 18 years and you're looking at writing WAEC, maybe you have to change your mind as quickly as possible, because the federal government has said it's a no. We discussed this some time ago, not too long ago though, where I was trying to get you responses. Today we will talk on it again. And then again, let me also let you know that the federal government said something very, very heavy. But will that happen in Nigeria? Well, they said they will shut all of these filling stations selling fuel from, say, 1,000 naira and above. That's what the federal government is saying, that they will shut. And some persons will tell you these guys are looking for trouble. We will, yeah. Says that they've discovered that some filling stations have started selling fuel at, say, 1,000 naira per liter and even above. And so, for federal government, they're saying is a no. It must remain around 600 or 700 max, But we'll get to find out all of that this afternoon, okay? Then, just as I came in, I discovered that, there's an information as regards Nnamdi Kanu is in the news. Nnamdi Kanu is in the news this afternoon, and it's really, really hot as regards this DSS NIA thing, right? Ejimakor is coming out very strong this time around as regards Nnamdi Kanu's extradition. He's saying that Rufai and Bichi are responsible for Nnamdi Kanu's extraordinary rendition. That's what Ejimakor is saying this afternoon, and a whole lot. And we will also have to go, visit the southeast and find out why insecurity, still persists in that part of the country. According to some persons, Ohabua and Ozobu and some other persons, Zijoma, are telling us why insecurity will still continue in the entire southeast. And of course, I would also want to stretch out to ask some if you're a southeasterner, maybe you should tell me what your state looks like. A couple of months ago, I traveled to the southeast, Abia State especially, and I think I also got to Imo State to find out the security situation there. What is happening. Actually want to visit all of the states in the southeast, but I just couldn't. But I wish I did. To find out the security situation, not the one they report to me here, but the one I want to see with my own eyes. Well, we'll get to look at the security situation in the southeast this afternoon. So all of this is what we'll be discussing this afternoon on this super dial, this mega dial, the super mega dial, Voice of the People 90.3 FM. All right, I'll go on a short break quickly, and when I return, we start talking. Stay there. My name is Jude.
Saba, Delta State, Nigeria comes alive as the city will host the best of African artists at the International Choral and Traditional Music Fiesta under the leadership of the festival's spiritual father and chief host, Archbishop Dr. Daniel Okol, General Superintendent of Christ Holy Church International and President of Christian Association of Nigeria. Asaba hosts the 8th edition of the Africa Sings Festival, an international choral and traditional music festival with great excitement and time of praise. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborewari, Governor Delta State. Come and celebrate Africa through workshops, seminars, concerts, and competition. Scheduled to hold from 8th through 13th October 2024. For more information, WhatsApp 0705 340 7629.
In a world where about 8 billion people are connected by click, there's a new way to get connected. Introducing the all-new VOP FM website, where talk meet innovations. Get ready to be tuned in.
I'm walking the bull. Tired of searching for the perfect station that matches your taste? Look no further. With our all-new easy-to-use website, you can now discover a world of conversations that resonate with you.
Whether you're a fan of news, business, sports, entertainment, or the latest chart-topping jams to soothe your soul, the VOP FM website has got you covered.
It's a one-stop destination for all your cravings.
Experience seamless streaming with our user-friendly interface. Access our website on www.voiceofthepeople.ng from any device, be it your computer,
tablet,
or smartphone, and enjoy uninterrupted talk and news at your fingertips. www.voiceofthepeople.ng.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM.
Now you have a voice.
The issue of palliatives. I will enjoin Nigerians to collect whatever palliative they bring to your side. That is the truth, especially in terms of money. Because if you don't collect it, this money will be embezzled by people who are top government officials. By the time you are saying you are not doing you are just being yourself. Collect the money before they embezzle everything, put it into their pocket or take it to Igbo country. Collect the money and use it for your own good.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome back, everyone. Now let's begin. Now let me start from here. Let me take a soft pedal. First of all, reactions have trailed the appearance of Sheyi, the son of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at the swearing-in ceremony of Justice Kudirat Kekerekun as the 23rd Chief Justice of Nigeria. Pending a confirmation by the Senate. Kekerekun took the oath of office and signed the oath register on Friday last week. But then a lot is trailing the appearance of Kekerekun. On Monday, an ex-user posted a picture showing Sheyi sitting comfortably at the event. A Google search image, search didn't indicate that the picture was doctored or had appeared before. Meanwhile, the post generated, several views, with majority criticizing Sheyi. Some person said it's their turn. I won't look on in Yoruba, and some person said, well, don't be surprised when he becomes a governor tomorrow. He's being mentored, you know. And some other person said they have turned this country to a joke, and of course a family affair. While some persons have said, well, anything is possible in Nigeria, you know, take it or leave it. And some other persons will tell you, well, Sheyi Tinubu is the deputy chief of staff to Tinubu. However, some netizens aligned with Tinubu. Like, for instance, some said, well, if your father is Nigerian president, may you be banished from Aso Rock like a fugitive, because your relationship with your father is not good enough, you know, and all of that. Some person said, Ejimakor, let's look at your own view. What do you think? Sheyi's presence there, you know, how do you see it? Really?
I think, Jude, I will start with this opening statement. Nigeria has clearly become a drama scene. You know, drama scene. You know, there's a difference between drama and movie. A movie is more like better coordinated, you know, well, digital thing, you know, like a drama is, you act it like on the spot, like we used to have before TVs, before the soapbox came. We used to act and see people in real life in the National Theatre and all of that. That is what Nigeria has become. About this issue, I think there are two sides to it. The one side is this. The last time I checked, Sheyi Tinubu is, despite his father being the president of this country, he's still a citizen of this country.
Okay.
It's probable he got an invite to attend the swearing-in ceremony. And there's nothing wrong with that, if you ask me. I mean, you also saw him sitting behind the chief of staff. Did you see the picture?
Of course.
He sat behind the chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. And the family has been, both families have been very close. It could be that Femi said, oh, Sheyi, I'm going this way, can you join me? So she's clearly in the eye of the storm. So perceptively, I had expected Sheyi to be more circumspect, you know, to be more measured, even if he was asked to.
He shouldn't have gone there. Is that what you're saying?
No, even if, honestly, he shouldn't have gone, because I didn't see any role he went there to play. Considering the fact also that at a point he appeared during the Federal Executive Council meeting, and his father warned him, you have no business here, don't come here. You are not a member of FEC. So I don't want to see you here again. So I also talk about perception. You know, he should be more perceptive to know that, look, if Nigerians see him there, it is going to raise eyebrows. That's done now. Okay. You know, so he should have been more measured. And about people saying they want to make him governor or president or what. He's a citizen, like I said. In the United States, at the point, we had two people from the Bush family being governors of different states in the United States. We had Jeff and his elder brother, George, who eventually became president. At some point, both of them were governors of, one was in Texas, one was in another state, in the United States of America. I mean, the fact that they belong to a political family did not strip them of their right to contest elections. And also in the same America, we have seen father and son, like George Bush 1 and 2. We have seen Andrew Johnson and the son become presidents in the United States of America. So if Sheyi is interested in becoming the governor of a Lagos state, governor of an Oyo state, depending on where he resides, there is nothing. If he's being groomed, I mean, it's okay for him.
He's free to do that.
He's free to do that. You know, so Nigerians we should stop just looking at things from the flip side.
You said something. You said it's about how people look at this administration. The perception.
Yes.
So don't you think he should align with that perception? He should flow with that perception.
That is what I said. He should have been more measured. In this instance, he didn't have to appear there. I'm not sure he went there to play any role. I mean, he didn't give the woman either the Bible or the Quran to swear with. He is not a member of NJC. He is not a lawyer, to the best of my knowledge, unless he is one. So his presence there, clearly uncalled for. This is an occasion, a ceremony that will last between 20-30 minutes. So what was he doing there? And look at the oil now. And the people are also, you know, he puts his family in public glare, and unnecessarily too. Look at the comments that are coming out from, you know, like the other time he flew on a presidential jet, he didn't need to do that. I mean, he can afford, even if he wants to fly priority flight, even inland or outside. He can afford that. The family can afford that. So why do you have to go on a presidential jet at taxpayers' expense? You are putting your family in bad light, in bad image, and that is exactly what he has done again. So you see my angles to the whole issue he is a Nigerian citizen. Probably he got an invite, but I'm also saying that he should have been more measured, more perceptive in his in attending the ceremony.
Just like the pigeon will say, in they allow people they to talk about, they put mouth, they chook mouth for a family matter.
Exactly.
That's what he
that's what he did.
Or some persons will tell you, well, it's no problem, like you rightly said.
Like I said.
He's a citizen. I mean, he's the president's son. He chooses to go anywhere at any time.
Especially places he is not barred from entering. Like in the Federal Executive Council, he clearly had no business there. And his father asked him, my friend, you are not a minister, you are not a special advisor, you are not cabinet level. So what are you doing here? I don't want to see you here again. But this is a Supreme Court. I don't know whether he got an invite, like I said, and I don't know whether he was allowed. We also saw a minister, Adelabu, behind Minister of Power Adelabu behind Femi Bajabiamila, and all of that. So you wouldn't take it away from people who also read some kind of views to the fact that, look, these people are trying to probably conscript the woman into some kind of actions for the future and all of that. So it's unnecessary. He's going there. It's quite uncalled for. He should be more measured next time.
Okay, let's quickly put that aside. I want to bring in more vital issues now. I just wanted to test the waters with that. Let's get to the
icebreaker.
Exactly. Alo Ejimakor, who is the lead counsel for Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, today named 2 former top-ranking security officials who are responsible for the extraordinary rendition of the Biafra agitator. Yeah. Ejimakor stated that the immediate past Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, NIA, Ahmed Rufai, and the ex-Director General of the Department of State Services, DSS, Yusuf Bichi, were responsible for Kanu's extraordinary rendition. Don't forget that this guy was taken, was extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria in June 2021. Let's look at it together. Ahmed Rufai and of course Yusuf Bichi. This guy is pointing a finger to them that they are the one who are responsible for bringing Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria. I mean,
so
this new
so what does he want done?
I don't know, but I am saying this new revelation.
It's not a revelation. It's not a revelation. The core mandate of the NIA and the mandate of the DSS. Threat against internal security. That is to guard against threat against internal security.
Okay.
And the NIA is National Intelligence Agency. To ward off some kind of external aggression. That is the core mandate of those two institutions, and they relate with the DSS relates with security agencies, and the NIA relates with, it's like the CIA collaborating with the FBI and other intelligence agencies like Homeland Security and all of those. I think there are about 17 of them in the US now. So that is the kind of thing we have. It was not initially the NSO until it was that organization was broken into 3. You have the NIA, you have the DSS, and one again, I think for counterinsurgency. On top of my head, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not sure Ejimakor is making any fresh revelation that NIA was actively involved. Yes, because no other person could have done that. No other institution of government could have done that.
This is what interests me. He said, while he was writing, he said, do you know that Ahmed Rufai, who just resigned as DG NIA, and Yusuf Bichi was yesterday replaced as DG DSS, were vicariously responsible for the extraordinary edition of Nnamdi Kanu? Who is next? That's where I love to bring. That's where I'm bringing this matter. He now said, who is next? Touch not my anointed. Do you understand what he's saying? The big deal is, why is he coming out this time in this way? He has not been able to actually mention these names before now. Now they're out of that area, that position. He's now coming out hot on them.
Okay, Judah, let's take it the other way.
Okay.
Probably Ejimakor is now coming out to say, look, Bichi and Rufai were behind the unlawful rendition, because I don't even see any rendition that is lawful. the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. Is Ejimakor saying now that they have been relieved of their positions and they are now private citizens, that they can be tried? Somebody can take them to court. Their presence in NIA and DSS will have probably impeded investigation. But now that they are private individuals, it is right time for us to say, look, you were wrong to have done that.
Do you think these guys can be tried in any way?
Why? They don't have immunity. They can be tried. And the beauty of it is that they are no longer in the DSS. They are no longer in NIA. So their presence, their absence will even fester investigation. Their presence probably will have impeded investigation. But now that they are out there as private citizens like you and I, they can be tried for offenses committed in the name of the state. Probably that is where Ejimakor is headed to. But I expected him to say more. Because it is not enough to come and say, oh, Rufai and Bichi were behind Nnamdi Kanu's rendition. So what next? Should they be tried? Now that they are private citizens, should they be held accountable for the wrong they did using the name of the government to do that? That is what he should tell us.
These guys worked under the former president, Muhammadu Buhari.
Yeah.
And now we have a different president who is supposed to look into this issue. I think the issue of Nnamdi Kanu came up yesterday while we were having a tete-a-tete. We were just somewhere, we're talking. And somebody made, an observation. He said, hey, this guy was actually arrested when the former administration was still in place. And now that is a former administration, like we will say now. We have a new sheriff in town. And the same sheriff is playing the kind of game some persons allegedly right now, playing the kind of, game, or let me say playing to the gallery.
Playing to the gallery?
Playing to the gallery.
Okay.
Yeah. The same thing that the former president did. If you recall, the day the president was being sworn in, people thought that the president was going to release Nnamdi Kanu as a gift to Nigerians and to quell all of these issues on ground, but it didn't happen. And of course, several persons even met the president. Nothing happened. House of Representative members from the Southeast met president. Senate met president. The traditional rulers also met the president. And up until now, the issue is taking a different twist.
Judah, there's no twist to it. And I'm surprised that people expected President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. If you talk about...
I've listened to several persons who say President Tinubu is the person holding down Nnamdi Kanu at this point.
Just like
even
Buhari,
here.
Just like Buhari did. Just like Buhari did, right? So what is the difference?
No, you don't understand it.
What?
That the president, Tinubu, is supposed to release Nnamdi Kanu.
On why?
He's the president.
He's the president. But the former president didn't release him.
And we're talking about it.
And this president, during his campaigns, told you that he was going to continue from where his predecessor stopped. And that is exactly what he's doing.
Why are people quick to want to, state this thing? I mean,
because that is exactly what he's doing.
I will continue from where.
And that is what he's doing. Check it. He has even deepened. He has done more in bad terms than what the predecessor did. Is it in economy? Is it in insecurity? Is it in power? Is it in the oil industry? Name them. He has just deepened the frustration.
Let's look at it. He cannot. You wouldn't have asked. You wouldn't have asked him to say, "Well, we'll have to put away all that Muhammadu Buhari did. I will start from a fresh page," because it is the same political party. So it's like a flow. He didn't believe that Tinubu. The former president did nothing. He believed that the former president tried his best to take care of things in the country, but so maybe that's why he said he will continue from where that man stopped. But the way we paint it makes it look.
We don't paint it anyhow now. We don't paint it anyhow.
I'm just trying to look at it from both sides.
Anyhow you look at it, we are not painting it. We are not painting it. The man said, "I'll continue from where my predecessor stopped," and you like rightly said, it's the same political party, the same policies, the same economic policies, the same security policies, the same oil policies. Buhari was Minister of Petroleum. He is Minister of Petroleum. And this is what we are getting in the oil industry. You are in a very short while now, we'll start talking about this, the fuel scarcity and what the government says it's going to do. And all of that. So, you see, there was a video that trended sometime. I keep saying, for political watchers, some believe that President Tinubu was going to releasing Nnamdi Kanu, to score a political capital out of it. But I don't see how that will have feathered his nest. What will he have done for him? If people are saying that probably he might do that 2026, end of 2025, 2026, ahead of the federal elections, to create some kind of popularity and win people from the southeast, I'll begin to understand that. But as it is, there was a video that trended during the NSAS, where Nnamdi was calling for the destruction of Oriental Hotel, purportedly, allegedly owned by the current president. And when that video resurfaced, people said it was because of this video that the current president is still holding Nnamdi Kanu. So people should put things together and just not, the people should have expectations, less expectations, so that they are not shocked by disappointments. I'm not disappointed that President Tinubu has not released Nnamdi Kanu, because I knew he wasn't going to do that.
Oh, you knew he wasn't going to do that?
As at the time he came into office. He might probably do that ahead of 2027 to gain political capital.
Oh, really?
From the southeast, yes. Most likely.
We call that political points. Score political points.
Score political points. Make capital out of it. So that's the way I look at it.
Now, I was saying this because of the issues in the southeast. The insecurity issues in the southeast. One of the reasons why so many people feel that the president should release Nnamdi Kanu. One, for peace to reign in the entire southeast. Because a whole lot of persons believe, it was while he was arrested, then things went, the other way in the southeast. In fact, some persons have started saying that insecurity might continue as long as this guy is detained. That's why.
Judah, you should ask yourself this question: is the federal government interested in having peace in the southeast? That is the question you should ask. Is it in the interest of the federal government? Is it in the interest of the Nigerian state that there is peace in the southeast? If it is in their interest that there should be peace in the southeast, they know what to do. We don't have to come on radio.
What do you mean if it's in their interest to, foster peace in the southeast?
Yes.
You're talking about the federal government?
Yes. The state, the Nigerian state, run by the federal government. Is it in their interest that there should be peace in the southeast? If it is in their interest, then they know what to do.
That region is part of Nigeria.
Yes.
As long as I know.
Yes, that region is part of Nigeria.
Why you say that if it's in their interest?
If it is in their interest. The word is
someone. Maybe you should help.
If it is in their interest to ensure that there is peace in the southeast, they know what to do. And one of the things they should do is, beyond releasing Nnamdi Kanu, is to ensure that they redistribute resources equally, because that is another angle to the insecurity in the southeast. The people feel marginalized. The people feel oppressed. The people feel shut out of the space, out of the political space. The people feel shut out of the commanding heights of the nation's economy. Look at the appointments, that we had for the past 9 years under Buhari, and we have seen a continuation of this thing, of the same kind of appointments under the current president. And the people are clearly agitated. And when you close out peaceful avenues for the resolution of crisis, what do you get? You get this kind of reaction from people. And these reactions, when they spin out of control, what do you have? You have insecurity. You have sabotage. You even have extreme measures, like in some places, in some parts of the world, you have seen anarchy, you have seen warfare. Because people were shut out of government. People were shut out, from the commanding heights of the nation. There is this uneven level of development in some regions of the country. That is what causes insecurity in most parts of the world, not just in Nigeria. So that is why I said, if the federal government is interested in ensuring, if it's interested in having peace in the southeast, they know what to do. You and I don't have. The media has become like a deja vu, you know. Every day we come and say the same thing. Look at Ohuabonwa, Ijoma, and Ozobo, and all of them coming to say the same thing, to repeat the same thing every other day. You and I know, even they know, the federal government knows. So what we should be talking about is, does the federal government, is the federal government interested in ensuring that there is peace in the southeast? That should be the big question.
Instead of saying talking about that as a big question, wouldn't you consider these as, or that big question, instead of that big question? Let's put it this way. We have the federal government, we have the state government. What are the state government doing? What are the state governors rather doing in the southeast to foster peace, to foster security in every nook and cranny of the southeast?
What are the state governors doing in Adamawa, in Borno, in Jigawa to ensure that there is peace in those countries, in those states?
They're also making moves.
And the southeast governors are making moves too.
Some persons feel that it is not supposed to be. See,
just
we have the enclaves of.
The way I feel that the governors in the north are not doing enough.
We have the enclaves of Boko Haram.
Good.
Southeast is not.
What is southeast?
Southeast is not.
What is southeast?
We don't have this big, huge presence of bandits. We have Fulani headsmen who come once in a while and raid people and kill in their farmlands and all of that. So you can't compare southeast.
That alone is another track of insecurity. Not just in the southeast, but clearly in the south, in the southern Nigeria, from north central, Benue Plateau, Adamawa, Taraba, downwards, in the southwest and in the southeast. And it's an existential threat, you know, that has come to envelop the whole of the south. To the point that you don't even leave it for the governors alone. It has become national threat, national security threat that rests squarely on the doorstep of the federal government. So when people talk about southeast governors not doing enough, I really don't. What do you expect the governors to do that other governors are not doing in other places where we do also have insecurity? I don't make excuses for the governors,
okay,
but I want us to see the centrality of security. The centrality of security as a cake on the table of the federal government. The state governors are not in control of their states. They don't give their police commissioners, the DGSSS, or whatever security agency, NSDS, they don't give them orders.
Well, I might differ a little. Let's look at the case of Ondo State, the former governor of Ondo State, may he so rest in peace, Akeredolu, and how he brought in Amotekun to cover that state. Every forest in Ondo State was covered. I don't know about now.
You don't know about now?
About
okay,
now. But then he did something very fantastic that some people feel the Southeast governors can emulate. Not to wait for federal government.
No, Jude, you see
okay,
the point. Haven't you heard about clashes between Amotekun and the policemen and federal police? Have you not heard about that? Clashes between Amotekun and the police. When Amotekun makes arrests, hands over to the police, by the time Amotekun goes back, those people have been discharged. And the presence of Amotekun, did he remove insecurity from the southeast? Did he remove the threat of headsmen, killer headsmen in the southwest? He clearly did not. So anyhow you want to spin it.
But Ondo State was safe to
is
an
it still
extent.
safe?
Ondo is still safe to one extent. Yes.
Is the southwest still safe? Are people no longer killed in fact?
No, I'm not talking about.
People no longer kidnapped?
I'm not talking about the entire southwest. I made reference.
No, you want to isolate
Ondo State.
Ondo State. Okay.
So if it's possible in Ondo State,
in the southeast, before the advent of the present government, Abia State was reputed as one of the five most peaceful states in the southeast. In one of the five most peaceful states in the country, and the most peaceful state in the southeast.
Abia State.
Abia State, yes, it's on record.
Up until now.
No, before the advent of this present governor,
okay,
where we've had few cases of policemen killed, soldiers killed, like 2 or 3 of them. But during the last era, for about 6-7 years, there was nothing like that. So if you are talking about Ondo State in the southwest, I'm talking about Abia State in the southeast. So you discover that the fact that one state has peace. Okay, what will you talk about Imo State and Anambra State? So I tell you, Jude, if the federal government is interested in solving the problem of insecurity, not just in the southeast but nationwide, they can do that if they have the political. You know what they need to do to unpack insecurity holistically. What is the cause of insecurity in the northeast, in the northwest, in the north central, southeast, south, and southwest? If they do that, they're able to come up with policy statements, solutions, clearly, that are devoid of politics to ensure that, look, these things are rooted out. They can do it. You have mentioned the case of the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is in detention and is spiking insecurity in the southeast. So why won't you release him? And the young man has clearly said, part of what is happening in the southeast, I'm not even behind it. And this same young man, recall, prior to 2015, was not even asking the Igbo people to leave the union called Nigeria. He was asking, there were videos that said, Nnamdi was like, what do we do to make Nigeria work? Our diversity is a huge asset for us. We are like the United States of America. If you go to UK, they have the English, you have the Welsh, you have the Scottish, and all of that. If you go to France, diverse people are coming together. They modulate and moderate their differences to the extent that they are able to live together. The European Union is more like a state now. You have the French, you have the Dutch, you have the Belgians, you have the Nordics, all of them coming together.
Maybe I should break.
That is what Nnamdi was asking for until a certain man made on the scene and everything tumbled upside down.
Maybe I should break it down better for you to understand. Look, see, your people have been crying of marginalization and everything around that surrounds that has to do with marginalization or all of that anyway.
By the way, I speak as an analyst, not as an Igbo man.
Of course, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
When you say your people,
no, but sometimes I'm talking about your people.
No, but I'm here.
Your first semester before
I'm here in
becoming a Nigerian
as an analyst.
Of course, I understand.
Yes.
But then
when you say your people,
what touches,
you just say Igbo people or Southeasterners.
What touches you? Touches your people. What touches your people to touch you?
When I come here as a guest, I can talk about myself and my people. But now as an analyst, I'm talking about Nigeria, I'm talking about Southeast. I'm a full-blown Igbo man. I don't make pretensions about that.
Beautiful. But I want us to get every angle into this discussion.
Exactly.
And all right? Exactly and make it robust. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Now, this is where I'm going to. If the Igbos are saying that they have been marginalized and all of that, why can't the governors come together, galvanize support, from Hadeno, and form a team, all right, to fight herdsmen encroaching in their lands and killing people? Now, here is one thing. Retired General Ijoma, I remember, accused the Southeast governors of being in power with the wrong motives and not for selfless sacrifice to the people. That's what he said. And some places will even want to finger or point accusing fingers to, Imo State especially. All right? Now, he, regretted that governors collect humongous sums of security votes but fail to adequately deploy them for that same purpose. And that's what I'm saying.
Jude,
the governors.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not making excuses. I'm not in defense of the governors. Clearly, the governors have dipped their hands in state coffers, to take. Some of them take as much as 1 billion naira a month as security votes. And you begin to wonder, what do they do with these things? And they turn around to say, we use it to buy vehicles for policemen. Meanwhile, you go to another expenditure subheading. You also see money is voted for vehicles for security agencies. So clearly you can't take that away from Ijoma when he says that governors have become clearly self-serving. But I don't want us to isolate it to the Southeast. They are like that in other regions. Insecurity has become a national issue. Judah, let me shock you. In 2014, a certain community in Enugu State named Nimbo Okpabi.
In Enugu
State. They got information that unknown people, unknown gunmen were coming to attack them. They ran to the police. The police said, this is the usual information we have. Okay, no problem. Don't worry, we'll come. We'll take care of it. 2 days later, there was an attack where over 100 people were slaughtered in cold blood.
In 2014, right? Okay.
Governor Ifanyu Ugwanyi. 2015, 19. No. That wasn't 14. It was during the governorship of Ifanyu Ugwanyi. So it should have been somewhere between 15 16.
Oh, yeah.
15, 16. So, and when this thing was happening, they alerted the governor. The governor called the police commission. Police commissioner, look at what is happening in one area of my state. Commissioner said, let me come back to you. After like 5-10 minutes, governor called back. And the CP said, oh, sorry, let me get clearance from Abuja. The governor himself put a call through to Abuja. He was kept on hold for more than 6 hours. While these things were happening, the people were busy slaughtering the people of Babi, Imbo. Shortly after that, after 8 hours, the police mobilized and went to that scene. You know what? They started arresting indigenes of the community that their relations had been killed, slaughtered in cold blood. They started arresting them. Meanwhile, the invaders had run away. Under that condition,
do you have facts of this report?
These things are in paper now. They were in the newspaper now. There were videos. Videos were circulated.
Arresting indigenes.
Indigenes. If you were the governor, what would you have done differently? You know, so when we talk about the issue of insecurity at the state level, you discover that somehow, Jude, look at what is happening in the Middle Belt, in Benue Plateau, to the extent that the federal government has said, the president has ordered the Ministry of Defense, okay, send in soldiers into farms in the North Central to ensure that farmers go to work, that farmers go to farm. Insecurity. So why are we now? Those states, don't they have governors? Why are we now calling it the military? If you so much believe in the fact that the governor is the chief security officer of the state.
And that's what I'm talking about exactly. Oh. So I am saying that this government in the southeast ought to have a security architecture. You know, it's security, some kind of intelligence around.
How would you? What kind of intelligence now? You just spoke about Amoteku, and I told you what is happening in the southwest, even when Amoteku is there. The governors of the southeast did float a Bubago.
And what happened?
What happened? The people they are not licensed to carry arms. You don't go to a gunfight with a knife, do you? You don't go to a gunfight with a knife. And look at what happened. You know how much it took, what kind of arms do the Amoteku people carry? Are they licensed to carry AK-47? That you see non-state actors carry in the open, in the farmlands, destroying people's farms? So it's easier for you to look. Let's put this thing where it belongs. Let us put it where it belongs. It's at the top of the box stops at the desk of the federal government about insecurity until they are able to say, okay, we now have state police. We'll give you state police. And most Nigerians misunderstand the issue of state police. They think that if you are from Edo State and you're a policeman and there is state police, that you live and you are serving in Kanu, that you leave Kanu and come back to Edo State. It doesn't mean that the federal police will also be there. What it simply means is that the CP, the Commissioner of Police, will now be and answerable to the state governor. The FBI is a federal bureau of investigation. But it doesn't change the fact that some states, even counties, have their state police and county police. They work in synergy. The fact that we want to have state police does not mean that we are going to disband the Nigeria Police Force. No, Nigeria Police Force will still be there, but they will work in synergy to the extent that, look, you're able to collaborate on security issues. To say, okay, we can go there, we cannot go there. And when the state governor calls the police commissioner can work closely with the governor to put out insecurity in certain areas.
Let's go this route. There's a lot happening in the Middle Belt. You just mentioned Jos. And of course, Benue. Benue has been crippled already. The fear that everyone has right now is Jos.
Benue State doesn't he have a governor?
Of course.
What has the governor done?
No, I am saying that it has been crippled already.
And I'm asking you, Benue State has a governor. Why is he unable to stop that? Why is he unable to do what you expect the Southeast governors to do?
You see, let's put it this way.
Good.
I said that the southeastern people of Nigeria, they're all talking about marginalization in every sphere of it, of government.
Which you see or which you don't see?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I am not a southeasterner.
You don't have to be. You already know what is happening in Benue State.
Of course, I understand, and I understand what is happening in the southeast also.
Good,
right? But here is what I'm saying. If the people complain that, hey, we are the only persons being marginalized and all of that.
No. They didn't say they are the only persons. They say we are marginalized. They speak for themselves.
Okay.
They don't speak for others. They are not speaking
they
for
are the people that are so marginalized in Nigeria. Let's put it straight.
That is what you are saying.
That's what they're saying.
We are marginalized.
That's what they're saying. Okay. And I'm saying now, if these people are one enough, if they have unity in their midst, if they are connected, all right, they are supposed to find a way to keep the southeast safe, at least to an extent.
How would
people thought that the governors would at least galvanize some level of support, come together and talk about the southeast. If we have an intruder from somewhere, we should find a way to fight and keep our land secure. That's what I'm saying.
Judy, that is a road we just passed now. That is a road we just passed.
Of course.
And I'm telling you that in some places, when you see non-state actors carrying AK-47, the police arrest those people. You go back to the police station, the next minute they are out with their guns in the same farm they were chased out from. What do you do next? What kind of unity again? What kind of mobilization do you need? You want people to start killing one another? They are not about to do that. So that is the issue. Anyhow you look, if you like, turn it 360 degrees, you still get to the same point. That security is under the purview of the federal government. The only thing the states can do is to complement.
And one of the duty of the federal government is security and welfare
of the people.
Do you think that there is an ulterior motive? Or maybe you think the federal government is overwhelmed on security matters in Nigeria?
The federal government is clearly not overwhelmed. The federal government,
in your opinion?
In my opinion, overwhelmed in what sense? We have the Nigerian military. If it has reached to the point that you have to bring in the military, in law enforcement, in active law enforcement duties, because clearly insecurity has become a national threat. So in some advanced democracies like in the United States, you have what they call the Posse Comitatus Act, that forbids the military in active law enforcement agencies.
Of course.
But under national security threats, you can see the military called upon to come and help, like natural disaster, their FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and all of that. When there was flood in New Orleans, during 911 and all of that, as first responders, they came. So insecurity has become our own national threat, and clearly we have called in military into active civil law enforcement, into law enforcement. So why can't we use them very well?
You remember there was a time we were asking, for some external forces to help us. We were asking for some external security from other countries, especially in Europe and America, to at least come to Nigeria, and help us. I remember during I was in Abuja then, I was one of the popular media houses in Abuja then when the Yanya bomb blast happened. Okay. I recall some persons were practically asking federal government, see, this is something we cannot handle. Call on some external forces to come and help us. And up until now,
I think we tried something under the aegis of ECOWAS. Under the aegis of ECOWAS, the ECOWAS military command, they set up some kind of partnership, between Cameroon, Niger. It was okay, Cameroon was part of it, despite not being a member of the ECOWAS, but it was a kind of collaboration, between Nigeria, Niger, and Cameroon to root out, insurgency. But what happened? That effort was successful in Niger. That effort was successful in Cameroon, but it failed in Nigeria. It goes back to political will to do what is right, to do the needful. And you're asking for foreign intervention. Americans came. You don't recall an American that was kidnapped somewhere in Sokoto, up north there. The American that was kidnapped.
Of course.
And America got clearance. They came here, rescued their person, and left.
Neatly,
quietly. And we can't do the same thing here. So it speaks to the insincerity, clearly insincerity, not inability, insincerity of the federal government, whether the past one or the present one, in fighting insecurity. They can do that. If they have the will to do that, they can do that. And you're asking the AFRICOM, US AFRICOM, okay, that is stationed in Stuttgart, in Germany, to come and help you fight insecurity in here. So, and you don't want to give them a base here. Remember when AFRICOM wanted to have a base in Africa, and everybody was like, no, we don't want a U.S. military command in Africa. Look at what is happening in Asia. Look at what is happening in Japan and in parts of Singapore and Australia, where the U.S. military command, the Pacific Command and all of that, where they are causing problems. They don't even want to leave. And you put them, they went to Stuttgart to build an African command in Europe. And now you want to call them to come and fight insecurity. And when they even come, you don't even aid them. Jonathan complained, or they complained during Jonathan, they didn't get clearance for one thing or the other at that time. So you see, you read political interferences in all of these efforts to ensure that we deal with this insecurity. Unfortunately, the insecurity has become one of our major problems that is even affecting our economy. Look at how we are dropping. From 477 in 2022 to 357 in 2023. The last is $247 billion in our GDP. Nosedive, deep nosedive. From 2022 to 2024, in less than 2 years, we have moved from 477 to 254. So like you said, it's the duty of the government to protect the citizens and ensure their welfare and all of that. Is that what we are seeing?
Before I get to open up the studio lines for participation, let me feel the heat you have in your body. Let me feel your pulse. Let me get your views on this. As regards the new fuel price, the new petrol price here. Many filling stations operated by independent oil marketers have now fixed the pump price of petrol at between 900 naira and 1k per liter. Owners of these stations seem not to care at all, about the cost of the product, about the cost of fuel at retail outlets operated by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Of course, petrol prices at NNPC stations range from 568 naira per liter to about 617 naira per liter. It often leads to queues at the filling stations. But then, as Nigerians raise concerns about the high cost of commodity by the independent petrol dealers, the federal government has also vowed to shut down filling stations that will be caught dispensing fuel at exorbitant rates. Chikumaokoro.
Jude, the first question we should ask is, how much is NNPCL selling to independent marketers? How much? Do you know? I don't know.
I think they said is I mustn't say because I don't have my facts.
You don't have your facts, So I think that is one thing we need to find out. But if you say that filling stations are selling at 1,000 naira in some parts of the country, in Abuja precisely, at a point it was selling for 1,200. Yes. In some filling stations in the southeast, you buy petrol for like 800, 900 naira. So if the federal government, if the NNPCL is saying that they are going to shut filling station that sell at 1,000, another question that we will ask is that, Jude, you don't even see the fuel to buy in filling stations. But if you just walk across the road, the black market business is thriving. So where did they get the fuel from? That's the big question. Where did they get the fuel from? The black market business in the petroleum sector, in the fuel sector, is thriving. People buy 7 liters for 5,000 naira. Or 5 liters for 7,000 naira. You know, and NNPC should be able to put its act together. Yesterday, we had in the last 1 week, we've had discordant tunes, you know, coming from that very ministry. And incidentally for us, and interestingly too, that ministry is headed by our own dear president. Yes, he's the Minister of Petroleum. A few weeks ago, the president said, supply crude oil, 650,000 barrels per day to Dangote refinery, our own refinery, our own liquid refinery, so that he can refine and push out products to Nigerians. Let us see if the price, you know, based on market demand, you know, demand issues of market demand and supply, whether the prices will stabilize and come down. Give to Watersmith too. A few days later, the NNPCL came out to say, oh, I'm not sure we were able to do that because despite the fact that the PIA says we should give to our local refineries, we don't even have enough to give them. And do you know that yesterday, the Minister of State Petroleum, Oil itself, Henneken Lopobri, said that NNPCL does not have money to fix pipelines that will convey products from terminal to depots and all of that. Meanwhile, this NNPCL declared a profit of 3.7 trillion naira, of which they used 2.7 trillion as overhead and salaries. And they were busy building refineries. Sorry, they were busy saying that they are working on the refineries, and they have put off the opening of that refinery for 6 times. And you now ask, does it mean that the NNPCL does not know that the pipeline that leads from the terminal to wherever, to the refinery, are not strong enough to carry the products? So they are now saying that, okay, we might see some kind of logistics problems in moving products from the terminal to the refinery, and it's going to affect the supply of products and all of that. And the same people turn around to tell you, look, if you sell beyond 1,000 naira, we are going to shut you down. What happens when demand is in excess of supply? Prices go up.
Hear what independent marketers said. They said that they've been buying petrol from private depot owners for as high as 850 naira per liter. That's what they claim. That's what they're saying, you know, since last week, and that this was why the pump price went high.
Because they have to make profits.
But then NNPC is saying, or the federal government is saying, NNPC rather is saying, you know,
NNPC is owned by the federal government.
Anyone. So they are saying that it was not in the interest of Nigerians, you know, for marketers to profiteer in the sales of fuel.
It was not in the interest of
Nigerians.
For marketers to profiteer.
For marketers to profiteer, have too much gain. I like, you know, all this big money.
Okay, if marketers now NNPC says we sell to you at 655 or thereabout, and marketers are saying we are buying at 800. So what is the profiteering?
Is it really possible for the federal government to shut down these guys?
To shut down these private guys? Who are the private guys?
The private filling stations, the private owners. You know, because they're saying that they will shut them.
If you sell in excess of 1,000,
exactly. Is it possible? No, you say possible?
No, it's possible. It's just about policy and implementation. It's about policy and implementation.
But the person who is buying is saying, this is how much I buy. How would you control what I sell?
Then you have to give me something at the back end. There's something that is called back end. You know what back end means? Back end means subsidy.
Of course.
Yes. So if you are ready to pay them subsidy, they will sell at your price. But you don't give them subsidy. You sell to them at 655. You expect them to sell how much? Okay, put the price now. Put the price for them. How much does NNPC say they should sell? Did they say? So the whole thing is so opaque. We don't even know what is what. Someone is saying this one, another person is. At a point, marketers said that the landing cost of petrol was 1,117 naira.
NNPC is saying that, you know, when you visit their filling stations, they fell between 568 naira per liter and say around 610 naira. 617 naira per liter.
Okay.
So you're shooting yours above that, like far to say you're now selling at 900 naira per liter or 1,000 naira per liter.
That is why I asked the question. If you buy at 665, NNPC should say, please don't sell beyond certain price. Price control. We have price control. Even in private companies do price. There's a certain company that produces noodles in this country. I don't want to advertise for them. There's a certain company that produces noodles in this country. And they fix their price. They regulate it from the manufacturers to the dealers to the sub-dealers. And they do market monitoring. The moment they walk into your shop and see that you sell above their retail price, they'll trace it to the distributor. And they call off they cancel his distributorship. NNPCL can do that. But now that we have OVHL, you know, has become the marketing arm, the distribution arm of the NNPCL, with about 90 or 91 filling stations or so. Let us see how those 91 filling stations will be able to serve the whole of Nigeria and sell at the price of 665 naira. Is it possible? Maybe I don't even understand the economics because there's so much confusion in the oil industry now. You hear one thing today, tomorrow you hear another one. But at the end of the day, what we know is that there is fuel scarcity, and the NNPCL is telling us from the other day they said it was because of thunder and rainstorm and all of that, logistics issues. It hasn't rained for like how many days now? So we expect that one should have eased off for there to be products in the filling stations, but they are not. Filling stations are locked up. But like I said, across the road, you see the same product at black market selling very well. So how do you explain that?
All right, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. We're going on a very short break, and when I come back, I'll read all of your messages and start taking your calls one after the other. Stay there. I'll be right back.
You are tuned to the city's #1 super dial on Voice of the People 90.3 FM.
Asaba! Delta State, Nigeria comes alive as the city will host the best of African artists at the International Choral and Traditional Music Fiesta under the leadership of the festival's spiritual father and chief host, Archbishop Dr. Daniel Okol, General Superintendent of Christ Holy Church International and President of Christian Association of Nigeria. Asaba hosts the 8th edition of the Africa Sings Festival, an international choral and traditional music festival with great excitement and time of praise. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborewori, Governor Delta State. Come and celebrate Africa through workshops, seminars, concerts, and competition. Scheduled to hold from 8th through 13th October 2024. For more information, WhatsApp 0705 340 7629.
You see, when you look at the West, Europe and the US and all that, you come to find out that the leadership there are people whose values are different from what we have here. The leaders are not thinking of owning properties all over the world. Go to Dubai, buying like primitive acquisition. They'll buy houses in Dubai, buy in UK, buy in the US, buy in the Caribbean. It's a cost. If you go to their houses, you see not less than 20 to 30 vehicles, and they enjoy it. They like moving in convoy of not less than 20, 30 vehicles at a time, so that they will be the people that are calling the shots. In US, US, if you are a governor of, let me give you an instance like California, which is the richest state in the US. You as a governor, if you dare put on convoy, you will not stay more than 24 hours in that office as governor of US, of California. You cannot. I gave you an instance the other time that in 2005, I went to eat in a restaurant. The governor of Texas drove in. He came alone. I didn't even know him. It was my late friend who took me out that was telling me that this man is the governor of Texas. If it were in Nigeria, they'll drive away everybody in that restaurant. Or convoy with escort, police, DSS, military, everybody would have gone down the whole of the restaurant. Try it in America. The next day you are gone. And you may go to prison for even trying that. Who are you as a governor in the US for you to take a private jet? What they are doing here, this scam they are doing here and calling themselves governors. You dare not. If you try it, you will pay through you tell them where you're going to get the money from to go and charter a jet. You enter the commercial jet and sit like every other person. Nobody cares. Nobody will be accompanying you to the airport, clearing everywhere. People will be carrying bags. No. It's terrible. I landed in JFK 216. I was in the business class with one of the governors. He queued over there and he behaved himself. He cannot jump the queue. If he jumps the queue, he may end up not even entering US. They'll put him on the next flight and take him back to Nigeria. And there's nothing he can do. These are areas where they have sanity. These are areas that are welfare oriented. In as much as they're having hard times now because of the prevailing global economic situation. There's no madness in being in leadership or being in position of authority. They don't steal the way we are doing here. One man will own maybe 40 or 50 properties in FCT because he has entered the political position in the government. It is a terrible thing. It is worrisome and it is disturbing. I pity the upcoming generation. Is this what we are going to bequeath to them? It's very unfortunate, to say the least. Times now because of the prevailing global economic situation. There's no madness in being in leadership or being in position of authority. They don't steal the way we are doing here. One man will own maybe 40 or 50 properties in FCT because he has entered the political position in the government. It is a terrible thing. It is worrisome and it is disturbing. I pity the upcoming generation. Is this what we are going to bequeath to them? It's very unfortunate, to say the least. Times now because of the prevailing.
Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOP 90.3, bringing you the best mix of the best music.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It's still your darling station, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, giving you the best of information every day. Welcome again if it's your first time tuning in. Okay, this time around, I get to open up the studio line so you can be part of this beautiful. Okay, just about 60 seconds for everyone because of our time. Just call in and hit your point. Whatever you are, if you are listening to me or, outside the country, just use a WhatsApp number, 0811717563338. You can also call in using that same number. Okay, thank you so very much, everyone. Let's head straight to the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Glad that I got kicked this afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
I want to thank you for getting nice job. Make one or two submissions. My name is Demola Luandi.
All right, let's go.
I'm calling from all the way from Ayetoro, Italy.
All right.
Now, I want to talk about the one topic, that's the area of Sheyi Tinubu attending the swearing-in ceremony of the Chief Judge of the Federation. I like the position of your guest. Fine, he has the right to attend that ceremony as a guest, and the fact that he attended has nothing to do with whatever. Anybody, if you are invited, you can go there and be there and just witness. It's an epoch-making event. And if he's there, he has the right to be there. And I don't think there is need to begin to put up argument that he's supposed to guide himself. He has to actually watch what you are saying and all that. And in life, whatever you do that you think is right, go ahead and do it. There's nothing. It's not an offense for Sheyi to attend that program. It's okay. The fact that this child of the president does not is that an offense? And therefore he cannot associate again? No, he can. I love the position of the guest, and that is very right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your call. Thank you so very much. All right, I will be reading your messages back to back as I take calls. I'll do that simultaneously. Okay, just because of our time. All right. Thank you so very much. So if you want to send a message, you're free to do that now. so I can quickly touch on it. Or if you're calling, you can do that now, and because we might wrap up anytime soon. Okay, let me get to my friends who are watching on YouTube. I told you, you can drop your comments, your observation, your query, everything, okay? And I'll get to read it out, all right? Do that. Let me take this call first. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
My name is Chris from Elasa.
Welcome, Chris.
Yeah, honestly, this is a program. Social the soundbite, it drives me crazy. I so much love it. I'm a good follower of your program, but I'm not
so much for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Don't have a bell.
Yeah.
Concerning Tinubu, what is his name? Well, that's his time. His father is the president, so whatever he lacks, he does with it. Whether he wants to the meeting called or not called, it's none of our business. What he cares is for his father to make sure that this country is moving forward, that people eat as they like, their food is enough for the masses to eat. Man, we don't care about the government anymore. So whatever they like, we let them do it with the country. But our concern is let the country move forward. That's our business. Don't care whether he is in executive meeting or whether he attended the whatever called the swearing in of the Chief Justice.
All right. Thank you.
So my concern is let the hunger depart from this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate your call. Okay, now this person is saying something. Roberto B. Mayer is saying, he said, but you were there when the director of Interpol representing Nigeria comes out and debunks that NIA is not aware of Kanu's rendition. I doubt you that Nigerian government cannot try these two guys, that they will never try them. That's what this person is saying here.
No, it's not about it. Nigerian government doesn't need to try them. It is for an individual to approach the courts and say, try these people for what they did on behalf of the government. And do you expect the DG of Interpol to tell you that NIA was actively involved? They won't do that. Clearly, they are not going to do that. No, they won't do that.
All right. Let's hear from this person. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Julia, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah. Okay, this is Ronaldo calling from Spain.
Welcome.
Well, Julia, I greet your guest.
Yeah.
I'm just sad because of something he reminded me now. Anytime I remember that Buhari is still in the house, he's not in a prison, I always feel sad. This man caused a lot of problems with what we are facing in the East now. I remember the man just said, that's when this civil attack Ozowani, the village. But I remember when this man, when they came to Enugu, we were kidnapping, and the people were calling the military and all these things, nothing. When the villagers decided to mobilize against this one, go after these people, police, this army from nowhere raided all of them and prison all of them, and just put them in cell for about almost a month. You see, the problem of the governor was to blame too, but the Easterners are also at least all these things they have to meet together and they ask what is happening. Look at the place in Olo, you can hardly see young boys now because of this, and those people have not called together and said what is happening. Let us face it, and they know the people killing us. You see. Today, I'm just sad now because of what this man reminded me. Buhari is still in his house now, enjoying. Oh God, let the Easterners, let them come together and ask what is happening. Meet the governors and ask what is happening. Let us see see the end of this thing. Enough is enough. We can't be killing everybody, and people are running away. We hardly see some villages, hardly see young men now. What is happening? Let the East come together and ask this question and unite against these things. Enough is enough. You can't just say only the governors. We, the Easterners, need to at least come together and ask why and know what to do. So that my daughter, let me just leave it for now.
Thank you so much. Okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate your call. Yeah. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Okay, we want to read a couple of messages here, but then okay, let me talk to this person first, and I'll read your message. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ikami Jude.
Good afternoon to you, sire.
My name is Carlo. I'm calling from Okota in Lagos.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. I see you as a very intelligent journalist, and your presentations are always good. Yeah, this afternoon I listened when you were discussing with the analyst in the house. You invited him as analyst to discuss national issues, and you as a coordinator, you present an issue before him to analyze evenly. But I saw when you are dealing on matters as a concerned part of the nation in the eastern region, you are questioning him as if it was a personal interrogation. He was even trying to put to you that he is just an analyst to analyze national issues as it concerns some areas of the country. But in fact, you are putting him on a hot seat as if he was personal.
I'm sorry
he
about
was not responsible for what is happening in that area. So please, let your discussions be even.
Okay.
We enjoy your programs.
Thank you so very much.
Kabi.
I appreciate you.
Yes. Yes, I am Carlo from Okota.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You say I was too hard on you. It didn't invest me. No verse. No verse. On behalf of everyone.
No, I didn't even see that. I didn't see that,
Okay.
It was when you said, you Igbo people, and I told you that I was there in my strength as an analyst, not as an Igbo man. And as if I were a guest, it would be a different thing.
Okay.
No, but the conversation was very interesting.
Yeah, of course. Of
Very
course.
interesting.
Of
So
course.
Mr. Carlo, I'm sorry about that. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Kanu.
Welcome, welcome.
God bless you people this afternoon. Hello.
Let's go, let's go. You have just few seconds. Uh-oh, he don't run. What happened? It's okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ekame Jude.
I bring you good greetings.
Yeah, this is Daniel calling from Idimu.
Welcome.
At the moment, I'm not a post road.
Oh, really? Great. Talk to us this afternoon.
Yeah, today it is our turn to tell you, Ekame Jude, be civil. Don't bring national issues to personal. Well done.
Okay, oh, I hear you.
Thank you for your good work. Okay. Honestly, Ekame Jude, the Nigerian the security in the southeast is really, really worrisome. Just like the analysts have said, I think, yes, I know the governors have something to do at their own capacity. Just like what analysts have said, if the federal government wants insecurity in the eastern part to stop, they have the power to do so. For example, all those soldiers that are in the east, killing the innocent youth of the eastern part of this country, standing on the road, making life difficult. And this is to start by withdrawing those soldiers. We have insecurity in the north, but we don't have such soldiers there. Go to the north, you won't see the level of army, the number of armies we have in the east. On the road, I mean, where they have the real insecurity of terrorists. But in the eastern part, that we know that there is a problem here, but not like the north. You can't compare in the eastern part to that of the north. That's the truth. But you see soldiers everywhere killing people, and again, he said something. We are marginalized. As an Igbo man, I can tell you that because, okay, Sunday Moho was released, and I think this other guy was released. Why can't they release Nnamdi Kanu the same way? So you are treating some parts of the country differently, while you are treating the other parts differently. So that tells you that we are marginalized. You handle things differently when it comes to other people. Why haven't they gone to the north to be killing? They said they killed 2 policemen, have you many, within the week or last week. Why haven't they gone to the north to be killing? It can make you there. Yeah, just let me just stop there. Thank you very much. Thank you for your good work. We appreciate you. You're really doing a nice work.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon to you. Okay, let me see if I can quickly touch on. Okay, let me talk to this person. Hello, good afternoon. Hello?
Afternoon, Judy.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Your name, your location?
This once upon a time customer, Ugo.
Ugo.
From England.
Ugo is calling from England this afternoon. Ugo, where have you been?
Please. We'll talk that later.
Okay.
I beg, this our brother. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, brother.
See, it's not all about that. I saw him first time last 2 weeks in a Voice of the People Said TV, and he was, his appearance was he was very, very casual in his appearance, but what is coming out of him is something else. So it's not all about but today he appeared very gentle, and I said, this is the man. We are grateful for having people like you, and you are, apart from being an analyst, your work is just too good. God bless your effort.
Thank you, brother.
Jude, calling any number you see to, they say call this number as long as it's Nigerian related number and it has to do with anything official, either network or government or whatever. It's a full time. You taking how do I put it, putting much pressure on yourself again. In fact, it's a blunder. Even here, do that. That is that she cannot help.
Wow. And
we try to tell her this. She said no. She said that number has to be kept in kind of how do I put it, that she cannot let it out. Imagine that we are in trouble and we want our people to come to us. What the situation would have been like.
It's okay.
It can be Jude. Everything about Nigeria is big manism. We have lost it. We have lost it. The funny thing is that each and every time we continue telling our people that it's a spiritual problem. Here in England, where they have everything, now, no need of telling you. And everything is still going well. People that don't pray for one day since their birth and they are now 90 and they don't believe in anything, they are still here, living good life. Each and every individual living well. Our own is tagged to spiritual problem. We are clean ourselves. And we say they stole our wealth. The one that they left for us, what are we doing with it? We are still packing it and keeping in their account and their banks. It's terrible.
It's okay. Thank you.
Big brother, I greet you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Let me quickly read this now before we wrap things up. The governor of Zamfara complained, sounding helpless for lack of support by security agencies to chase out bandits, even when he said he knows their location. Ondo State is safe, says who? Where is Nigeria? Where in Nigeria is safe? Why single the Southeast out? Are they not Nigerians? You sound ignorant going by what you said. The Southeast are complaining about marginalization. If they love themselves, they should mobilize in the room, go out and chase insecurity out of their lands, right? And all of that. It's okay. Some Nigerians are just busy bodies. There's no law preventing president's family from attending any ceremony in the household villa, including Chief Justice swearing-in ceremony. That is why we called it ceremony, and anybody can be invited, including Sheyi Tinubu, right? Yeah. We should always try to speak the truth, not only when the truth favors our interest only. Olu from Badagry is saying that. It's all right. Okay, let me talk to this person. Good afternoon to you this afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jude. Good afternoon. This is Maz Richard from Germany.
Welcome.
I will be very brief. My greeting to my brother in the studio.
Yeah.
Look, nobody can secure Igbo land than Igbos. Nobody can secure Yoruba land than Yorubas. Nobody can secure TV land than TVs. Nobody can secure Isoko land than Isokos. All these things Nigeria is doing, taking some people, from Sokoto Igbo to Igbo land and from Igbo land to Sokoto, and you think you are going to get security. You are not going to get anything until that country sit down and tell herself or himself the truth that security is local. Here where I am in Germany, you can't bring a Polish man to secure Germany. It's impossible. That is why you have security in European countries, because indigenous people secure their land. Look at Serbia. Serbia secure Serbia. Then Croatia secure Croatia. Slovenia the same thing. You cannot bring people who don't speak the language, who don't understand the terrain, who don't even eat the food, and you think they will give you security. It's delusional. It's an illusion. It's not going to happen until this politicians sit down and restructure that country.
Thank you.
Make it workable, because now it's unworkable and it's irredeemable. Unless they do something about it, it's going to be too late. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. We really have to go. I want to say thank you to my guests today. Yeah. Just 30 seconds. Let's go.
Okay, Jude, of all the comments and the phone calls that we have, one really touched me because it brought back memories to me. The guy that told you that he was having difficulty reaching you from UK, from UK. Back in the days, years back when I did my postgraduate studies, I actually my thesis was about ECOWAS. Okay. What Nigeria can do to enhance the ECOWAS protocol and all of that. And I wanted to read the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana. Jude, I called. I had the number. I called and called and called. The phone rang out for more than 10 times. I said, let me try something. I called the United States Embassy in Ghana. The moment the phone rang, somebody picked. I mumbled something and dropped the call. I called the UK High Commission in Ghana. The moment it rang, somebody picked the call. I mumbled something and dropped the call. I called like 4 or 5 foreign embassies. All of them answered.
Except Nigeria.
Except I called again for more than 10 times.
Nobody pick up. They don't go chop.
Pick the call. So it's instructive what we have become as a people.
Okay.
I think we can do better than this.
Exactly.
We can do better.
Exactly. Thank you so very much. I want to appreciate you for, coming on the show today. Thank you. It was a great one. Thank you again.
Jude.
Thank you
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Any day.
And everyone who participated, merci. Thank you so very much. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. I'll be here tomorrow again. And we'll continue this conversation on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Check it out. Ikami Jude. IKAMIJUDEH. Together. I'm out of here. Good afternoon, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed on this program